For several decades, a problem has been brewing in America. More and more goods were manufactured in other countries, and our economy has been becoming increasingly based on sales and service. The events of last couple of years led to interruptions in delivery of goods from abroad, and the entire country has been left without even basic necessities. American stores at one point started resembling Russian stores the way I remember them in my childhood. They say in Russia, a person walks into a store which is completely empty and is asking the clerk working there, "Excuse me, you don't have fish, do you?" "No," says the clerk. "We don't have meat. The store next door doesn't have fish." Americans learned a new term: supply chain crisis. In higher worlds, there can be a supply chain crisis too. When we are born, God usually prepares for us everything we need for a good life. But our behavior and other factors can sometimes cause these goods to get stuck at the ports of entry and not reach us. What is the solution? We need help from others to deliver them, to get them across the checkpoint. And if you know someone who works at a port of entry, it's even better. And if you know someone who has a high position at a port of entry, that's the best. In Jewish tradition, this is called a blessing. When we give blessings to others, we help them to get what they need. Blessings help pushing goods through the delivery channels. And if it is a blessing of a righteous person, which is a person of a high position in spiritual worlds, it helps even more. While struggling to get goods from other countries, Americans started talking about a long-term solution, which is local manufacturing, so we don't need to rely on others. The problem is, however, that Americans stopped working with their hands. And to make stuff, you need to roll up your sleeves and work. In Judaism, prayers are called avodah, which is translated as work, labor. Prayer in a synagogue is often called services, and this is a literal translation of work, labor. Prayers force us to work on ourselves to become better people and start deserving more. Prayer is also our conversation directly with the supplier of all the raw materials and energy, the Creator. He can provide us with everything we need for our manufacturing. A prayer is also called work because for it we need to focus on specific thoughts for a while, and focusing on an idea for a long time is difficult. People always have much easier time controlling their actions and their words than their thoughts. So prayer is a hard work. The fact that Americans don't work with their hands is typical for Western culture. We all want to work only with our heads. It's easier, cleaner. Working with your hands is necessary, though. The world cannot sustain itself if people don't perform physical labor. The same is true in Judaism. Working with your head is necessary, but it's not enough. The commandments of the Torah are all about physical actions. Just thinking about something is not enough. Even the commandments that are talking about our feelings always must be expressed in actions. Love your fellow means doing something for him, not just sitting and thinking how much you love him. Some think that religion is about your thoughts, your feelings, your state of mind. Maybe it's true with other religions, but in Judaism, the main thing is working with your hands, doing physical mitzvot. So, in order to get goods from across the ocean, we need blessings. For local manufacturing, we need to work, which is to pray, and specifically to work with our hands, which is to perform mitzvot.